Wagwan, my loves, this Knowledge Butterfly. New video. Uh, as always, sending you guys out peace, blessings, love, and abundance. I'm laughing because I realized that I have this camera attached on my computer because I was going to record the video on the computer because I haven't done that in a while. But I might do my next video using the computer because I just downloaded this new app, so I want to check it out and see how it works. It's supposed to be this editor where you can record your YouTube videos and edit your YouTube videos. So I'm gonna try that out. As you can see, I got this crown out, honey. I am showing y'all a little bit of this natural going on right now, and just letting this natural be free because I'm gonna do a nice condition of it with some honey and some rice water. Tomorrow I'm gonna do a really good conditioner for it because Saturday is my sister's birthday skate party birthday celebration. And I haven't been skating in a long time, so I'm actually looking really forward to that shit. You know what I'm saying? I love to skate. I might not be the top skater, but I can skate. Once I get comfortable, then I'm good. You know, I'll be dancing and everything on them skates. Okay. Anywho, I'm gonna jump into this video and just talk to you guys a little bit about the spring equinox and the full moon in Libra that's coming up this month, and you know what that energy means and how the energy is going to affect, you know, us as a whole body, and also the things that on a spiritual note, that energy is saying to us, that it's communicating to us, and the downloads that we're receiving from the universe that show that we are all truly in synchronicity. This particular event, or this new season, or the start of the new year, is actually about synchronicity. It's starting off the sun coming out. It's starting off this particular season in synchronicity. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that as well. I'm also going to throw a little extra flavor into there because I'm going to talk about my journey and talk about or express how last year, the point where I was, and how I have totally grown and had a complete transformation from where I was last year this time, and why it is a good practice for you during this time to actually reflect to where you were last year this time and see the growth and the progress that you made, and the things that you are still stagnant in. Then take a deep dive and look at that so you can actually balance yourself out for this full moon. Okay, so first and foremost, like I said, we're going into spring equinox. If you're not familiar, I'm pretty sure you're familiar with the spring equinox, but I'll still say what it is. Spring equinox means that we are going into the spring season. Spring season is when we have an equal amount of sunlight and daytime and nighttime, basically. So sunlight and moonlight is when they are equal. And the reason why that's very important, because that feeds into the balance of the masculine and the feminine. We went from winter, where we had more night than we had day, and then in the summertime we have more day than we have night. So we have the longer days and the shorter nights. Right now we're in a balance. Like if you look at your weather app, which I look at from time to time, you'll see that we almost have 12 hours of light and 12 hours of darkness. So that's where we have the equalness. That's where we have the balance coming in, which is the sign of Libra. And we know that the sign of Libra is the scales, weighing those scales and judging and make sure that they're balanced, which ties into the Ma'at energy in the ancient Kemet or Egyptian culture. So that is a little bit about the spring equinox, basically balancing the day and the night, and that's what we're supposed to be doing within ourselves, balancing our lightness and our darkness. So finding the beauty in both of those things first and foremost, because we are not just one thing. We are the light and we are the dark, and it is finding our harmony when it comes to our being spiritual, being mental, being emotional, and being physical. It's the harmony. It's that perfect song. It's being on the perfect chords and being able to harmonize. It's like a group. let's say those energies are like a chorus, and we got our spiritual side, we got our mental side, we got our emotional side, and we got our physical side. It's them coming together and being able to like play their, each one of them play their part, but it be so seamless and beautiful and just sound. It's like, you know, sexual chocolate. You know how he said his band, they sound so good, don't you agree? That's that shit. That's that shit you want to drop for yourself. That's that shit you want to balance in yourself, okay? So I talked about balance, and I talked about the spring equinox and the balance in the day and the night. Now we're going to get into the full moon in Libra and the spring equinox, and how the date, the actual date that they fall on, is also a number of synchronicity. So the date of the spring equinox and the full moon is on March the 21st, 2019. So we know that the month of March is the third month. The 21st is 2 plus 1, so that also is 3. And then the year 2019, the 2 plus the 0 is 2, plus the 1 is 3. And then we know that the 9, any number that you add to 9, it is always going to add up to that other number with 9. 9 is almost operates like a 0. I got this satellite in my hand, so I was going to make a 0. So 9 actually operates as the number 0. When you add it to any other number, it goes back to that other number. So that means that we have 333. 333 is definitely a number of balance, but it's also a master number. The number 33 is a master number, the number 22 is a master number, and the number 11 is a master number. 11 deals with your intuition. The number 2 deals with building things. It deals with duality as well, but it's a master builder number. So we have the master of intuition, the master builder, and then 33 or 333 is your master teacher. That's when you have, you know, become the teacher. That's when you become the teacher of yourself, and you've started to master yourself. So this full moon and this spring equinox is about the mastery of yourself. All right, it's about all the things that you've been working on within yourself. So being comfortable asking your higher self and your subconscious mind to give you information. So asking yourself a question and expecting an answer. It's being able to master your emotions, so you don't get so emotional or sad or depressed based upon your surroundings. You don't allow anything around you to dictate your emotions or how you feel about yourself. It is mastering your mental state and not allowing your thoughts to overtake you to the point where you're now like your thoughts are overly active and you can't concentrate and you can't focus. You being able to control that and discipline. It's literally about the disciplining of your spirituality, your mentality, your emotional state, and your physical state. It's balancing. It's being able to discipline and master all of the different energies that all make up you, who you are. Okay. So that's going back to the 333 number and the mastery number, being a mastery number. I did take some notes, so I'm going to, you know, take a look just to make sure that I'm hitting certain points, because I definitely want to express this information to you guys as best as possible, and also make sure I hit all the points that I want to hit. All right. So what else? Yes. So I talked about going back to where you were like a year ago from this date and things like that. So, and why that was important for you to kind of reflect back on there. Normally I would say stay out of the past, you know, live in the future. And the only time you deal with the past is when you're dealing with healing something, right? In this instance, the reason why I say reflect back to where you were, because for me, I noticed that lately those things were starting to come back up. Okay, I was here, but I saw like a growth. I was like, okay, I have grown. Like I've truly changed my perspective on something. One good example of that is money. A year ago, I thought that money was totally evil, and I really could care less about it. And I looked at it totally on a physical side because I was so focused on left brain thinking. I had been living. I'm sorry. I was so focused on right brain thinking. I had been living a left brain thinking reality for so long. I was more welcoming of the right brain thinking, which was spiritual. Let me just go out in nature, honey, and play. Let me go stand on the beach, in the sand, get my toes in the sand, and just soak up the energy of the earth, and be one with all living beings. That was really, I was the nature girl, honey. I was all in nature. I was just like in love with nature. So I had totally like cut off that left brain shit. I was like, I did that for so long. So I took a break. So I literally went from one extreme being on the left brain thinking to the other extreme being on the right brain. So that wasn't balanced. So when I was unconscious, I was more left brain. When I became conscious, I was so focused on the right brain. So that means that my scales were not balanced. So last year I was not balanced, but I was where I needed to be. So it's being able to now I'm able to reflect, which is where you're supposed to be working towards if you're not there. But for me, now I'm able to reflect and look back at where I was and see how each of those steps that I took, each of those steps were actually beneficial to bring me to the point of where I am right now at this moment. I would not be able to be in this environment in my father's house without judging myself, and making myself feel bad about it. I would not be able to look at money in a way knowing that money is a symbol. Money is not quote unquote real, but it is something that we utilize in this particular plane to buy things. You know what I'm saying? But because now I have an understanding that everything is truly like quote unquote money, because money is currency and currency is energy. So when I started to see, for instance, me doing YouTube videos, me, loving on somebody and giving them advice, me doing research and bettering myself and growing my knowledge, me meditating and building up my soul. The reading the books and the knowledge was me building up my mental state, me cooking meals for people and giving them remedies and things like that to heal themselves was me building up my physical state. Me starting to research and find things to utilize in my business or build my business. That's also me doing things on to build up my physical self. So everything I do, I realize actually is a form of currency. And so I'm very, very wealthy because I have currency in so many different bank accounts. So when you start to look at it in a different way, from a different perspective, then you actually can see the blessing in something. You can see how something is how it can be uplifting. So I started to see how the old perspective that I had wasn't wrong. And just at that time, it fit me at that time. But I had to learn that wasn't the only way you can look at something. So that I changed my perspective. And when you change your perspective, you change your reality. Okay. And it made me see why my now is the way that it is, because my mentality was the way that it was then. So I say all that to say that's why you reflect back, because you actually can look back and say, oh, I've grown and my perspective has changed on this particular situation. So a few months down the line, or however many months or years down the line, your reality will be totally different because you have a different perspective. Okay. And that is another part of what this Libra full moon can help you realize and see. It helps you see whether or not you're balanced in something or if you are not balanced, so you can start tweaking yourself to get yourself ready to plant the right seeds. because whatever seeds you're planting is based upon your perspective. Okay, that's why I say reflect on how you feel about certain things. Your feelings is a very, 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 very important part of manifestation. So springtime is about planting seeds in order for you to reap a harvest. So whatever seeds you plant needs to be seeds that you actually want to reap a harvest from. All right. What else? Yes. Also, looking back and reflecting back, I thought about some of the videos I recorded during last year. A lot of my videos had to do with healing, because I needed to heal within self. I still needed to heal emotions of how I felt about family, how I felt about money, how I felt about physical exertion, or physical work, hard work, all of that. I had to reprogram my subconscious mind. So I did videos on reprogramming my subconscious mind, about healing the child within you, all of those things, because all of those things were important to get me to this very moment in the now that I'm in, in the now that I'm in right now. So if I had not started to go deeper within my emotions and be honest with myself about how I felt about things, and about programming that I had, as far as like my father, who happens to be an Aries, has always been that Mars energy, that exerting, that being very active, getting things done in the physical, working hard, and that's how you get things. I had to basically reprogram myself in more of a flow, so that I know that everything comes to me easily and effortlessly. I had to purge that old way of thinking, because when you think you have to work hard for something, you do have to work hard for it. And when you work hard for something, you're actually going against the flow of nature. So you're having to force things to happen. That's why you have to work so hard for it, because you're going against the flow of nature in the universe. And I can look back at my old videos and see how I had to delete and reprogram that in order for me to have a wealth consciousness, and realize that my energy alone, and I am very wealthy because of my energy alone, the knowledge and understanding that I've gained just from this course of a year is priceless. You know what I'm saying? Realizing that any idea I come up with is $1 million idea. That is the type of consciousness that I have to program myself. So I can reflect back, and I can see how I went from being completely unbalanced in certain things to being balanced now in those things. Okay. The other part of this particular event that's going on, the Spring Equinox and the Libra full moon, is about trusting in your higher self. That's another thing that I have been dealing with. So while I was in the hibernation stage, that's what I was working on. When I wasn't recording and uplifting videos, I was working on getting comfortable with my higher self, and not feeling like I had to pull up a YouTube video to get the answer, or to Google a site about angel numbers to get the answer. I was working on trusting in my higher self, my subconscious mind, the universe, and even my ego, to get to the point where it's in harmony and is working towards my greater good. So not battling within myself and saying, like my ego is not important or is not a part of the process, but understanding that each and every part of my energy, myself, plays a part in manifesting. Because if you don't have certain components, then it's not going to work right. It's like your phone. Your phone requires all these different little pieces in order for you to be able to utilize it to make phone calls, to record videos, and all those things. If you take out any component, let's say I take out the camera, then I can't use it to record YouTube videos. I can still use it as a phone, but now I can't use it for another function. But in order to function properly the way that it was meant to function, it needs each one of those components in it, to make it work. And so that's how all of your energies work together. That's even how your energies work when you look at your natal chart and you look at what falls in your energy, or what zodiac sign is in your first house, or what energy you possess in the first house, your second house, your third house, and so on and so forth. you see how each one of those energies actually plays its part, and how you can actually use those energies to make things happen in your life. That's when the magic comes in. So I actually have videos that talk about creative visualization and those types of things, which actually helps you build up your subconscious mind and helps you reprogram your subconscious mind. And also at the same note, it helps you with your conscious mind too, because your conscious mind is what feeds your subconscious mind. So you got the repetition going with your subconscious mind. You start to consciously just start saying shit. Like, I started to consciously just start saying affirmations all the time. And so I say affirmations when I wake up. I say affirmations before I go to sleep. I am always speaking life into myself and speaking life into, each situation that I'm in. And that's how I know that I've grown and I've got harmony and balance within my conscious mind, and my subconscious mind is getting better and better and better every single damn day. So I just wanted to make sure I express that to you as well. What else? So trusting in yourself. Like I said, now is the time to go within. That's what the universe is telling us. Go within yourself. Anything outside of yourself. It doesn't mean that you can't watch a YouTube video. It doesn't mean you can't read a book. And I talked about that in other videos, how that it is important to read books. It is important to get other knowledge. However, what I'm saying is what's most important is for you to trust in the answers being within yourself. And that's the balance. It's not balanced when you think that you can't gain the information from yourself, or that you don't know all of the answers. Anything outside of yourself is really a confirmation of what's already in you. The answers that you've already received from your higher self. Because your higher self has already spoken to you. It's just that we had to get back to the point of trusting it and knowing that we already have the answers. We are already the true Google, honey. We are already the universal wide web. You know what I'm saying? Not the worldwide. We are the universal wide web. So knowing that shit, all right? Owning it. Believing in it. But most importantly, knowing it, So the other thing I wanted to touch on is right now we're in the season of Pisces. Pisces is the sign with the two fishes. And so when you think of Pisces, most of the time when you think of fish, you normally think about Jesus and the Christ energy and those types of things of that nature. And Pisces is also the sign that is ruled by the planet Neptune, and Neptune is the planet of dreams, your subconscious mind, and that actually plays into how the winter time at the end of at the end of this winter season is really about you tapping into your subconscious mind. It's about you tapping into your dreams. That's why your dreams are so much more vivid. Your subconscious mind is speaking to you more. And actually, especially at this time, because Neptune is in Pisces, is at home in Pisces. So this is the perfect energy for you to start getting very comfortable with your subconscious mind, for you to start to gain more of a respect for your subconscious mind, and knowing that your subconscious mind is what drives your reality. It is what is making everything on the outside of you is your subconscious mind, your belief system, what you've been programmed to believe. That's why as a child, we're programmed with so much information, and that information is so that it takes away from us having our own imagination, and imagination is images in action. And images in action is actually your own mind movie. It's the movies that you're creating in your mind. You're taking images and you're turning that into action. And the action is what's coming on the outside. So if you kill someone's imagination, then you kill their ability to create the realities that they want. So leaving Pisces and going to Aries is all the things that you could have ever imagined, all the things that you could have ever dreamed and wanted to have. It is now planting the seeds for those things while we're going into Aries, which is the sign of beginnings. It is a sign of self. So it to me, Aries is it is very masculine. It's that Mars energy. It's very strong energy, and it signifies the new year. So we're going from Pisces to Aries, from endings to beginnings. And so we're ending the way we used to think. That's why I say reflect on how you used to think, and put a stamp on it and realize that shit is a wrap. You know what I'm saying? We ended the way we used to think, and now we're beginning a new process, a new way of thinking, a new way of creating the things that we want to create. And if you have done the work and dealt with old ways of patterns of thinking, old emotions, because Pisces is also a water sign, so it's about the emotions. If you've conquered those things and you let things go, and now you're fostering something new in your life that actually is beneficial for where you're going and where you want to go, then you're going into this season of Aries, into this new year, into the spring equinox. You're going into it with planting seeds to manifest all of your dreams, like everything that you could have ever imagined. Even if you haven't gotten to the point where you mastered things, this Libra full moon will definitely help you do that. Because like I said, this is also a supermoon. And what a supermoon is when the moon is at its closest point of, they say closest point of approach to Earth, meaning it appears to be very, very close to Earth's atmosphere. It looks really huge and it's very illuminated. It's really, really bright. And the effect of it being so quote unquote big and bright is that it is the magnetic energy is very powerful. So that means that the tides, so the waters on Earth will be greatly impacted, and the waters inside yourself will be greatly impacted, which is your emotions. So if you did not get your emotions in check and deal with issues and things that you had, this particular this particular full moon and supermoon will actually cause for those things to rise to the surface. It's going to bring a lot of things, and because when the tides are high, that's when things start coming from the bottom of the ocean to the top of the ocean. When the waters are calm and still, you don't have the things that are at the bottom of the ocean really pretty much stay there. It's a calm, it's a peace, it's not really moving. But when the tides are really, really strong and I don't want to say violent, but I'll just say when they're strong, that's when things start coming into the surface. And that's exactly what's going to be happening right now. So if your emotions are not in check, or you haven't dealt with old issues or healed old wounds, you're going to be repeating those things. And that's what happens with any cycle. It's something that you repeat over and over and over again till you receive closure on that thing. And also because Saturn is in Capricorn, which means it's at home, that is also a planet of lessons. Each planet has a quote unquote negative and positive thing about it. Saturn definitely gets a bad rap. People talk about Saturn very negatively, but Saturn is really your father. Saturn is that energy that is helping you realize the things that you need to overcome in order to move to the next level, in order to graduate to the next phase. And once you graduate and you get it, Saturn is the planet where you reap the benefits. You get the rewards, you get the fame, you get the recognition. That's why it's in your 10th house, and it deals with careers. It deals with your long-term goals and in business and all those things like that. Saturn is the planet of achievements. That's why you get the paper with the when you graduate, the diploma. That's what it's called, the diploma, or you get a quote unquote degree. You get that diploma or whatever from whatever university you went to, from high school and all those things like that, or you get awards that are that paper with the 4 sides. That represents Saturn. Your awards, your achievements, fame comes from Saturn. All of those things, discipline. Saturn is the planet that tells you when you get yourself disciplined and in certain things, you can really start to achieve the things that you want to achieve. Discipline can be in the form of being disciplined in having regular meditation, being disciplined in your affirmations, being disciplined in the way you think about yourself, meaning you now have more of a positive mentality towards yourself. So being disciplined and staying positive about yourself. Saturn can not just be on the quote unquote negative end, it also has positive things about it as well. So the other planet that is having influence over us during this year and during this time is Jupiter is in Sagittarius. So Jupiter is the planet of expansion. It's the planet of abundance. It is the planet of higher knowledge. It is the higher learning and higher knowledge. It is the planet of foreign travel and philosophy, religion, law, all of those things. So we have Jupiter in Sagittarius, we have Saturn in Capricorn, and we have Neptune in Pisces during this Libra full moon and the Spring Equinox and the Supermoon. So those energies working together, we have, like I said, Neptune in Pisces, which is your subconscious mind, the dream world. It is you starting to better understand your dreams, better understand how your subconscious mind talks to you, the symbolism, the imagery that it provides, and also programming your subconscious mind. Have you programmed your subconscious mind in a way that you can get your heart's desires, and also that it's changed the perspective in order for things to manifest into your reality. And then we have Saturn in Capricorn. Capricorn is an earth sign, so Pisces being water, Capricorn is earth sign. That goes into you manifesting things here on this earthly plane, and also goes into you being disciplined in order to get those things that you want on the earthly plane. And then we have Jupiter in Sagittarius, which goes to expansion, and also Jupiter is abundance, so you being abundant in the things that you dreamed of because you were disciplined in those things. And so you start to paint the picture and see how all of these stars play a part. Your astrological chart, which I like to call star chart, is the chart of the stars, because we are stars. It literally gives you a blueprint of the energy that you came on this plane with, and how you can utilize that energy for the betterment of yourself. So I really wanted to make this video not only about Spring Equinox, the Libra full moon. I wanted to also talk about how utilizing your oh, hey daddy.
Let's pick this up.
What?
Yeah, close because the wind.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. That makes sense, because it did start to pick up and was blowing or whatever.
Yeah.
And you got no shirt on or
I'm
whatever?
gonna put one on.
Okay.
Change shirt.
Oh, because you was working out outside. All right, my apologies. My father came in here and had to close the gate. But how all of the stars being in the positions that they are in the planet, as far as the planetary bodies, where they are in the sky, how that energy actually impacts and affects you. So I talked about Jupiter, Saturn, and Neptune because they are the three of the larger planetary bodies. They're also on the outside of what we call of our solar system. So, you know, you have the smaller planets or the inner planets, which are Mercury, Venus, Mars, and Earth, how they're all closer to the sun, and we have the ones that are further out. And anything that's further out is going to have a more of a long-term impact. So I wanted to talk about that long-term impact, but also how that impact is how it works with this Libra full moon and this balance. So we have those three planetary bodies, which also ties into the number 3, the number of mastery. So as you can see, the number 3 is very important and very significant when it comes to this this Libra full moon as well, and actually this year as a whole. The number 3 is very, very important because it is about balance of the spiritual, the emotional / mental, and your physical self. All right, it's getting all those 3 things in alignment, and when they're in alignment, you manifest the things that you want to manifest. All right. One crystal besides satellite, I showed you the satellite that I've been utilizing. Satellite is for your throat chakra. Satellite, you can also think of it being for your third eye. So it is it is speaking things into existence. It is seeing those things come into existence as well. And then I've been dealing with my moldavite, because moldavite, I actually got this back in August of last year. It is a stone of transformation. It also speeds up things so that things start to manifest and happen for you very, very quickly. But it also makes you deal with things. It makes you deal with your issues in order for you to overcome those things. And because it is the color green, it is tied to the heart chakra. But because it's such a powerful stone, it is or crystal, is also tied to, you can tie it to your crown chakra, because your crown chakra is what's connected to the universe. And this is, if you know the history of moldavite, it actually came from an asteroid from, of course, the heavens. So this crystal actually started experiencing a lot of change in my life. As you can see, like I said, coming back to my father. So this crystal is really, really powerful. And it also is very, very great for manifesting things and making things happen in your life. You might seem to go through what people will call hard times, but actually those are just events that happen in your life, and there are events that need to happen in order for you to be able to elevate and move on to the next level in your life. I definitely wanted to make sure that I did this video. Like I said, this wasn't just about spring equinox, Libra, and full moon, and the supermoon. And just FYI, I'll let you know, this is the last supermoon of the year, so that just shows you how pivotal this event is in our lives, and how if you look at it the right way and if you put the right energy into it, you will reap the benefits from it. Even if you're not where you think you need to be, if you put the right energy in it, you will reap the benefits from it. So being the alchemist, being the magician, doing you know, your rituals or whatever you may do, all of that actually is adding money into your spiritual bank account, and so that's a really pretty much what I wanted to express to you guys. I feel like that's all that I want to give to you. So just make sure that you're staying focused on self, building up yourself with your affirmations, speaking life into yourself, speaking life into your day, knowing that it's going to be a good day, knowing that everything works the way that it's supposed to work, and trusting in self, trusting in your higher self and your subconscious mind. And also giving thanks for everything that you have, being grateful during this time. So, you know, trusting in yourself, giving thanks, and speaking love into yourself. You know what I'm saying? Those are like another Trinity, another 3 that you want to continue to focus on during this Libra full moon. Getting that balance is what's key. Balance. That is the key to my message that I wanted to express to you guys. The stars are in alignment, and it is definitely time for it. I know that we can all start to feel the energy. I already feel the energy in the air, and just feel great things happening. Trust, whenever you just, for instance, ways to learn how to trust in yourself, just, you weren't even thinking about doing something, but it happens. For instance, I woke up one day and I was like, I'm gonna do a blueprint for my business, like, and I built a whole 3-level blueprint for my business in Jamaica in one day. And I had to stop myself. I was like, okay, cut it off and do something, like watch a movie or something, because you've been doing this all day. So I designed how I want my furniture to look. I designed how each room is going to look, and the theme colors and all of that, like real, like, and it came with ease. It wasn't something where I had to think everything through. It came with ease. And that's really the way that how the universe works. Is not hard. It is, we make it hard when we try to force things to happen. When we are guided by a higher self to do it, it is so beautiful. And like, I fell in love. Like, I kept wanting to do things, and you know, and it looks really, really nice. And what the universe told me was, or you know, the information or communication I received from the universe was that any blueprint, like a blueprint for a house or any building, is the microcosm for the blueprint that we create when we create a desire. So when you have a desire, you want something, so you put thought to it and feeling, emotion to it. You get happy about it, excited about it. You like, bitch, yeah, this is my shit. Like when you're excited about it, you have created a blueprint in the astral plane. You created a blueprint for it. So the momentum, when you keep your positive thoughts, your gratefulness, your love, you don't allow anything on the outside of you to impact or affect you, you are speeding up the momentum for it. You're creating a momentum for it, and it comes to you faster than, putting doubt, because doubt blocks all of your blessings. Being envious and jealous, I had to work on that. That was something that I had to purge and let go of, because I'd be like, well, why not me, Lord? But no, seriously, I would be like, okay, so this person got this going on, this person got this going on. But it's not for you to check where anybody else is right now. You're actually supposed to uplift people and be happy that this person got something popping off and they're making things happen. That is momentum that helps build you up. When it's really, that's how the universe works, because seeing that we're all connected, if you blocking somebody else or hating on somebody else or envious of somebody else, then you're going against the flow of the natural order, which the flow of the natural order is actually to send out love to that person and uplift that person and send out currency to that person. Because even if you're not donating money to that person or whatever, any energy, good energy that you give to that person, you're literally depositing that energy into your own bank account, your spiritual bank account. And the sun came out to say, yes, Lord. That is right. So I wanted to add that little nugget on the end, guys. Like, don't ever look at somebody else and hate on them or be envious or jealous of them or judge them, because all that's going to do is block what you're creating or what you want to have, your desires. Anybody I see like coming up and doing their thing now, like, I love it. I love to see people like making their dreams come true and being truly happy in themselves. If I even watching Real Housewives of Atlanta, Nene's house, I'm like, yes, Nene done came up, honey. The house is beautiful. All of those things, like, why would I not be happy for that person? You know what I'm saying? And then when you get the things that you want, then people might not be happy for you. So it's like, for real, like, only send out love, only send out, true love now, not fake stuff. Only send out divine love and good energy to people, and it will come back tenfold. And then you that's when you really expect for things to come back to you. The reason why people don't expect for good things to happen to them, because you might not be sending good things out to other people. So you have to be honest with yourself. Are you really being happy for others? Are you really sending out love to others? Are you really sending out good currency to people? Or are you hating on somebody or being envious of somebody or being jealous of somebody? That means that you're telling the universe that you don't think you can have it. But when you already know that you already are in that state of wealth or in that state of being wealth, I don't have no reason to hate on nobody else, because I already have it. Just because people don't physically see it right now don't mean I don't already have it. So that is where I am right now. That's why I can wake up smiling. That's why I wake up happy. That's why I can just like live this existence and allow this story to play out, because I already know that it's already done. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. And I just feel so much. I already feel it. I'm just like, universe, come on with it now. Come on with it. Okay, so I'm going to end the video on that note, guys. Spring Equinox coming up. Big deal, y'all. That 333, full moon in Libra. Big deal. 333, that balance. Supermoon. Again, balance, 333. And the planets, planetary bodies, where they are right now, the three that I talked about, Jupiter, Saturn, and Neptune, which they'll be, Neptune is going to be in Pisces for a while, to like 2026. Jupiter will be in Sagittarius to the end of this year. I think it's like December of this year. So it's in each sign a year. And then Saturn in Capricorn, it's in signs for 3 years. So I think we might have 2 more years of that. So the placement, everything is divine. Look at everything in your life as divinity. It is divinely ordered for you to be where you are right now. You start seeing the divinity in everything. Start saying, this is divine, this is divine, this is divine, this is divine, because it is divine. You know, it is divinely placed, perfectly placed in order for you to become any and everything that you ever wanted to be, and any and everything that you could have ever dreamed of, and any and everything that you could have ever wished of, wished for. You know what I'm saying? Live your best life every single moment. Like, in that now, be happy in it. In that now, be excited in it. In that now, know that you are wealth. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you so desire. Like, my higher self even had me looking at designing the car that I envision myself driving in, and dreaming big, because this is a time to dream big. This is a time to have no limits on yourself. Uranus is actually in Taurus right now. That is a big deal. And I said I was going to end the video, but I'm going to say this as well before I end. Uranus is a planet of no limits. It's a planet of being able to literally pull nothing out of the air. And when I say nothing, I mean no thing, no form. So you take something that's not in form, and then you bring it into a form. That's what we are. We came from no form, nothing, to a form, something. So it's getting into your true magic. It's taking something where people would think that, how in the hell did they do that? That's when miracles happen, when Uranus being in Taurus. Taurus is a very physical sign, but Taurus is also hitting that bullseye. It is literally the money and the physical material possessions is what, when you think of Taurus, it is in the second house, which is the house of the money. So you have the house of the money, or the sign of the money, Taurus, with the planet Uranus. So that tells you that all of these things that you've been thinking of, the things that people normally think were impossible, the impossible can happen right now. So I just wanted to give you guys, just some good vibes, some good information to keep you uplifted and keep you, like, expecting things. Expect for those things to happen. Expect for money to come your way, an influx of it. Expect for your business to take off. Expect for you to meet the man or woman that you want to, like, build with. Expect for you to have the child that you want to have. Expect for you to be the entrepreneur that you know that you already are. Expect for those things to happen. Expect for whatever you want to just blow up and be popping. Expect for your star to shine brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter. Expect for yourself to be enlightened, and for your Kundalini energy to rise. You know what I'm saying? To your crown, where your pineal gland is sitting. Expect for that to happen, and it will. Expect for yourself to attract people around you who truly vibe with your energy and who get you. Expect that, right? So I'm going to end the video on that note, my loves. As always, sending you love out into the ether. Love out into the ether. I'm doing it a 3rd time, and I did it 3 times, so I can stick with that synchronicity, my love. So